Good evening and welcome. You're listening to Modern Mystic Radio. My name is Sarah. I'm your host for the next 30 minutes or so. Be taking two callers, and I do have a guest as well who I'll be introducing just a moment. But before I do that, just going to remind you how you can get hold of me. You can visit me on my website, which is www.modern-mystic.co.uk, or you can get me through Facebook or Twitter, Modern Mystic, and I'm also under Mystic Sarah, which is my screen name for UK TV. So whichever way you want to. So my experience, really, I'm psychic over 27 years experience, work on UK TV and internationally as well, doing lots of events up and down the country too, and have my own private practice. I work via Skype and also face-to-face, so many different ways you can get hold of me. I work within a variety of different methods as well. So I use the cards, I use the runes, I also use a thing called geomancy, which is a very, very ancient form of divination. Not many people use this form of divination, but I find it absolutely fascinating. And it is another way that I work and does give really, really comprehensive readings. But I'm just going to now introduce my guest, and then we're going to take a couple of callers. I have the lovely Angela Grace with me, another fellow psychic. Hello, Angela. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you, Sarah. Thanks so much for having me on your show.
Oh, you're more than welcome. It's an absolute delight. So, Angela, you're psychic. That's right.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a good thing as we're here.
Yes, absolutely. Now, how long have you been psychic? When did you first realise that you had this gift?
It wasn't really a realisation at the time, but looking back on it, it would have been around 6 years old. I was very much in tune with like the fairy element and spirit as well coming in, but I couldn't really identify it as that was more like imaginary friend, so to speak. But it wasn't something that I really looked into and developed until I was around the age of 25. So yeah, it's been a long journey, but we're getting there. We're always improving.
Wonderful. So how do you actually work? You know, how does the guidance come through for you? Do you work with spirit guides? Does it just come straight in, or do you really sort of focus on the tools that you use?
A bit of both, really, because I do have quite a powerful guide who tells it how it is. Let's put it that way. Sometimes I have to censor his words. Let's put it that way, which more often not I'm doing. But I do work with the tools. I have got a couple of Lenormand decks, one of which I've developed myself, very, very basic imagery on that one, and I love my crystals as well, so I do like to use crystal pendulums or just having crystals around, and I feel like it purifies our energy when we're working psychically. So many different ways of working.
And crystals are your passion, aren't they?
Oh, yes indeed.
Because you're also known as Indigo Crystal. How did that name come about?
Well, it's very much because I was born in the indigo ray, and I was kind of identified as an indigo child growing up. So, having that kind of seeing through situations, because indigo children have that way of just coming out with the truth, and it can come across as a little bit blunt sometimes, but I've reeling that in over the years. But the crystal side of it goes without saying, I love crystals, but also as well that transition between the indigo vibration and the crystal vibration, because my son is very much a crystal child, and they're much more forgiving, let's put it that way, because indigos can be a little bit brash and hold a grudge sometimes, but crystals are much more softer in their energy, much more forgiving as well. So different vibrational rays, really.
And so is your son psychic as well then?
He has his moments, he really does, and I've started teaching him the tarot cards as well, so he's actually really good. He's pulled some cards. I asked him to do me a little mini reading, and the cards that came out, and we were kind of exploring them together, and I was giving him the basic meanings and then saying, what do you see within this card as well, because you go in and look at the picture intuitively, and the things he was coming back with, it was really profound. So and that was only about 6 months ago, so he was 13 at the time.
Yeah, I've done a similar thing with my daughter, actually. It does amaze me just how in tune they are. And obviously when they hear, oh, actually they've got it right, they get so excited, don't they? They get so excited. My daughter's incredibly intuitive, and she's going to be 15 this year, but she's very much preoccupied with the teenage element at the moment. So I think she'll probably go back into that interest in terms of psychically a little bit as she gets a little bit older, as they do, because it is very much a journey. We pick it up, we put it down, and we move along with it. I mean, have you found that with your own psychic journey that you've had to sort of like stop and start and what have you?
Yeah. When I wanted to kind of get involved with reading the cards and learning the cards, at that point in time my husband was very much like, no, we can't have any tarot cards in the house, and I had to respect that, because I don't want to start arguments for the sake of it and go sneaking around. So, I kind of put it on the back burner, but it was always there and it kept coming up, and different things would come along, like a particular phone company got in touch with me and said, we're starting this tarot service, we'd love to have you on there. And I was like, I couldn't do it at that point. And then they developed a text messaging service, nothing to do with the one that we're on, but they said, oh, would you like to do this? So I had that opportunity then, and that was 2008. So I had that amount of years to develop in between time. But as I was, I didn't go straight into it in 2005. It was more kind of like the crystals and the kind of more mineral, geological side of things. And then like the more holistic side of crystals and the mystical side of crystals. And then I was like introduced to angel cards, and that was where my husband was like, actually, yeah, I can relate to this. And then, okay, there's an angel tarot. Wow, these are really kind of quite accurate. So that's how he kind of got involved with it. And the more he was seeing it, and I was saying, it's not from me. I even put it down to when I'm pulling cards, it's not me that's making the cards pop up. Guides are pushing them up. They're the ones they want to draw our attention to. So it's not coming from ego. And I actually interviewed him on my radio station recently. So you've got it all up there as well on Blog Talk Radio of him explaining the journey that he went through with me. So yeah, it's quite an interesting one.
Oh, fantastic. Sounds exciting. Right. So when did you first, what's your most memorable psychic experience? Is there one that really, really stands out in your mind as well? That was absolutely amazing.
There was one. Sometimes people say to me, how accurate are you on timings? And I wouldn't say this was dead on accurate, but it made me laugh. And I kept getting the number 2 around this lady. When's he going to contact me? That romantic question. When's he going to contact me? I said, this number 2 is so strong. I feel like it could be 2 hours, and I never like to go that close in the time frame. It's normally like 2 weeks or 2 days at the very closest. And 2 minutes later, he texted her. And we were giggling away on the phone to each other, yeah. And that's what I love about like phone readings as well. I do like to do face-to-face, but I'm primarily a phone reader because you can't see the person's reaction. You can't gauge, apart from when they go and gasp. But it's a lot more remote. And obviously like doing readings, through like text and email as well, because you can't really see the person's body language. And you can pick up a lot from body language. So I'm not a cold reader, but I love that because you're like, it was just 2 minutes. Well, I got the That's 2 part right.
Yes. No, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And, we're given the information in so many different formats as well. And I think that sometimes, one of the things that people find very hard to understand is that, we kind of have to filter all that information through and see what kind of pops up the strongest, because it's not possible to read all of the energy for absolutely everybody all of the time. It's simply not possible. There's too much. So we have to kind of filter it, and that's where our guides come into help here, to allow us to actually give you what is needed. That's the way I find that I work. So how can people get a hold of you if they want a reading?
Well, at the moment, I don't have a fully complete, .co.uk or .com website, but I am online at IndigoAngel80 across Twitter, Instagram, and I'm currently on Periscope. I'm actually in your Periscope at the moment, you guys. So I've been pumping hearts most of the evening. So if anybody wants to add me on there, you can just click on the little menu down below and just add me there.
Right, so do you fancy actually doing a reading right now? We have a caller with us. We have DeCarla, who's in Cleveland, Ohio. She's ready. I'm going to put her straight through. DeCarla, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hi.
Hi. I'm going to pass you straight over to Angela, who's going to do a reading for you.
Hello, DeCarla. How are you, my lovely?
Fine. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. What sort of reading were you looking for today?
I just had a question.
Okay.
I don't know, I guess you have guidance in regards to, I guess, me traveling.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
What I'm getting around this as I'm tuning in, I'm getting a lot of yellow, first of all. So this is very much pulling on your solar plex area. So it's a seat of power when we're looking at the chakra system. I feel like you've had a lot of anxiety around this, my lovely, and it's like you've been looking at different options of travel. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, let's have a look and see what's coming up with your cards. I just want to put a few of these down. You've got conflicting information, first of all, coming up here. So I feel like, looking at the finer details, and I get one of the kind of modes of transport, if you like, not sitting too well with you. Do you have like a fear of flying?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, bless you, sweetheart. Because I feel like you're going to be travelling on land rather than, taken to the skies, because there's another way around this for you. Yeah. Okay. I feel like with this one in particular, because I'm getting the love card, so this is going to be a journey that when you do eventually decide on that mode of transport that you want to take, actually it's going to be a really lovely experience for you, because I've also got the four-leaf clover around it, so there's a lot of synchronicity involved with it as well. So being really kind of open, I feel to say to you, ask your guardian angels, and especially Archangel Michael as well, to kind of cut any fear-based cords around that travel. But I do feel you're going to make this trip and you will be confident with it, because that yellow, I'm seeing it getting brighter and brighter in your solar plex. It's like it's clearing and shifting for you, my lovely. So I hope that makes sense, what I've given you there.
It does. I'm just nervous because I'm relocating, so it's like...
That's understandable.
I don't know. I'm supposed to be excited, but I'm not really excited, and I've been held back before, so it's like, I guess that's where they, me not being excited is. I mean...
Yes. A lot of pitfalls. Yeah. Oh,
okay. And she disappeared. Okay, so we're just going to wait.
I'm here.
Oh, you're there. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't go anywhere.
Going on. Okay.
No, I didn't disappear. Yeah. I was nervous, so I thought she was saying something in regards to me scary.
Oh, bless you. No, I was... Oh, bless you. Are you on the touch screen? Because it's like you're pressing a lot of buttons on your phone.
I am. You know what? It's my face. I'm going to just hold it in my hand because I had to lean in my face. Make it dope.
Yeah, that would be the best idea.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It was happening to me earlier anyway, because I was on the Google Hangouts in the other show, so it happens to the best of us, But yeah, there's been a lot of disappointments around you previously with moving things, so I feel to say to you, don't look back at those experiences, learn the lessons from them, but don't kind of make it part of your reality now. You can shift and change that and look and focus on to the positive aspects that, yeah, you can get excited about about moving, because this is moving you forward in the best possible way. So that's really what I wanted to do, and kind of round that up a little bit there for you, my lovely, before Mercury retrograde decided to start pressing buttons.
Good old Mercury retrograde. Oh, well, thank you, Dakala. We'll leave it there, and I hope you found that useful, and thank you so much for calling into the show. Now, we have our next caller, and this is Terry from Atlanta in Georgia. Hi, Terry. Are you there?
Yes, I am. How are you?
I'm really well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Now, I'm going to pass you straight over to Angela, who's going to do your reading. Do you have a question for Angela?
I do. Well, actually more than one, if you don't mind, but they kind of tie into one another. Will I be purchasing a home soon, and will I be starting my businesses soon?
Okay, so that's a business and home reading.
Okay, yeah. Thank you so much. Is this to do with like the business around the home? I'm seeing like a baby pink ribbon. So, like, as you said, tying in together as a baby pink ribbon. Is this like baby clothes or something along those lines at all?
Okay, a pink ribbon. Not necessarily. Well, I mean, dealing with children, not necessarily. Well, yeah, I guess babies would be considered. Yeah, like a daycare.
There is a connection. If somewhat a loose one. Okay, let's have a look at your cards and see what's coming up here for you. Right, we've got shifts definitely coming in here, because I've got your commitment around this. First of all, we have got the ring card there for you. We've also got the rider, so this is something new on the horizon. Very positive card because it's a number 1. So what you're thinking about, you're very much manifesting. I feel with this one as well, I'm getting the number 4 around this one. I feel it's more 4 months before you're getting that move put into place. But yes, your hard work is very much paying off here. So I do feel you can kind of amalgamate the two. I've got a friend here as well coming in, because I've got the fox being the hard work, but I've got the dog as well, and they're facing each other, which is lovely. So there's like a friend that's wanting to either help you with the move or help you with the business, or maybe again a little bit of both going on there as well. So that's really positive for you. And yeah, I feel like you're going to make a lot of new connections, in the new area that you are moving to. There's a lot of expansion, but yeah, particularly this pink ribbon's not leaving me. So I feel like maybe if you are looking to expand into that baby department, then have a look into it. It might be something you might be interested in. Okay, was there anything else that you'd like me to look at?
Maybe having a baby? I don't know.
Well, I wouldn't like to say. I'm not sure if I can. Am I allowed to read on that here?
Yeah, you can. You can go for it, my love.
Yes. No restrictions. Okay. Woohoo. Okay, let's have a look around this one for you. Ooh, this is looking quite good. There's no stork card. However, we have got the bouquet, so it's a lovely surprise. And I feel like this is very well supported as well, because we've got the garden card coming up around this one. And we've also got 2 very positive cards again with this. We've got the 4-leaf clover and the message. So I do feel, looking at those cards, yeah, quite possibly a little baby on the horizon. So yeah, keep your options open, my lovely.
Okay, one more. What about a husband or love or a mate, because I'm single right now?
Well, that would help with the baby making, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it sure would. I can't do it by myself.
Exactly, it would be great, wouldn't it? But we're not quite there yet. Okay, right, I'm getting somebody here. Feels like another entrepreneur, actually. So whether you are kind of going to craft shows or like business shows, I'm not entirely sure what they're called here, but like where you're meeting other people that are independent in their business, but there's a small distance, I feel, but this person is very much looking to kind of expand, and that they're looking to branch out with their business. And I feel like there is this as I say, I'm not entirely sure of what it's called, but where there's lots of businesses
or seminars, apparently.
That's it, convention, that's the word. there you go. In a convention that this person's reaching out to you, because I've got a boss energy around him. The bear card can be many different things, but I feel when I'm, looking at this particular man, this is about somebody who's very independent. And I want to say he's got his feet well under the table. He's well established in what he does. I feel he will give you a lot of good advice, but then there is this bond being kind of forged between you. And I feel like, because they're giving me April, I'm not saying that it's this month. I feel like we're going a year from now where things are very secure between you. Now, I'm not saying you're going to just sit in negative space and nothing's going to happen until April next year. That's not what I'm saying at all. It looks to me as if things are very well established. So this is a growing process. So, yeah, I'd say open wings on that one, my lovely. So I hope that makes sense to you.
Great. Yeah, sure does. Wonderful. Okay, great. That's, wonderful stuff. Exactly what I wanted to hear. Thank you so
fantastic.
much. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you for coming through.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you, Terry. Goodbye. And off she goes. Wow. Oh, you did some beautiful work there, Angela. Thank you so much. Thank you. Right. So I want to just thank you again for coming onto the show, and hopefully you will come back. I haven't frightened you off.
Not at all.
You've been absolutely fantastic, and I think the callers have absolutely loved their readings. So I'm just going to remind everybody how you can get through to me. Just visit the website www.modern-mystic.co.uk, or you can find me. You find all the details on the A1R Psychic Radio Network website as well. I've got all the links there, the Facebook links, also known as Mystic Sarah, so you can Google me that way as well if you want to. So I'm going to leave it there. We've got plenty more in store for you tonight, so stay tuned. I'm wishing you a wonderful and fabulous week ahead. Goodbye.